Hello, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Courtney. If you're new here, we talk about all things spirituality, astrology, lifestyle. I share vlogs, anything and everything that's going on in my life. I'm gonna try and share it with you in a lens that is based around a spiritual approach, or a more conscious approach, we'll say. So welcome to Coffee Talks. I'm gonna be doing this segment where I just kind of like talk about, basically it's like coffee chats with Court. Okay, I used to do this in the car. We have coffee chats in the car with Court. Now we have coffee chats with Court here. And honestly, I don't have any makeup on, nothing. I'm about to do my skin is doing great currently. I've got a great skincare routine. But I wanted to talk about some things today, and so I'm gonna do this before I do my workout. I am wearing this lovely sweater that my sister Cassandra bought me. She's a Leo, can you tell? Anyway, I like working out in this sweater because it's cozy and also this doesn't even matter. I thought I would wear it right now. Anyway, I wanted to do a coffee talks kind of segment where I'll pop this in every now and then. And I'm gonna have different people on where I like literally sit down and talk with them about different things within the spiritual community, ask questions, like all the stuff. And then there's gonna be random times where like I'm literally just talking at you. So there's that as well. Today I wanna talk about leaving your comfort zone, because I feel like this is something that a lot of us are being pulled to do right now, and it's scary. It can be super scary to lead your own path and follow the path that your soul wants to take. So like, how do we leave our comfort zone? I just want to start by saying that all of us have been programmed by society to literally stay within the confines of your own comfort zone. So like, picture a box, right? Here's the box that was built that says basically you go in this box, you stay in this box, and you're gonna have everything laid out for you. Follow the rules that are laid out for you to stay in this box. The box is like this big, right? And like, obviously you could have a great life in that box. There's nothing wrong with it. However, deep within you is calling to be outside of that box. Your comfort zone is literally here, the box, and what's uncomfortable is on the other side, the unknown, right? The unknown part of the box. We've seen this in multiple movies. There's, what's that movie? Oh my God, I'm so gonna butcher this, but like, it's so good. Dylan O'Brien's in it. Oh, I have a huge crush on him. But basically there's like, they have to try and get to like the other side or the other world. And it's like, no one has dared to try and like go through this maze to get to the unknown because there's so much scary stuff in there. And it is a process to leave your comfort zone. It's not like, oh, we're done. Like, it's easy to get over there. You have to face a lot of different fears and things that come up along the way to move through that zone, right? That's part of it. It helps you grow. When you stay within the confines of that box or in your comfort zone, you're not growing. You're not growing, you're not changing. You're following a path or a map that has already been laid out for you. Somebody else already did. So it's essentially a little bit easier to live by. Getting to that zone of discomfort is going to take time. It's going to take time for you to move your way that area in which you want to go. Something else to keep in mind is that for so long, so many generations have not left their comfort zone, stayed in that box because it was safety. Safety is something that a lot of people want, right? We're human beings. We want two things. We want safety and we want to belong, and we find belonging through safety. And so why not stay there when it's safe and comfortable? Because you don't have to face your fears. You don't have to face discomfort. You don't have to take uncomfortable, scary risks your mind and ego can't grasp, right? When you're moving towards your uncomfortable zone of growth and soul fulfillment, you're going to face your fears. You're going to come up against challenges. Your ego is going to have an ego death. Like, it's so many things because it's shattering what it knows. It has to shatter in order to grow. Personally, in my own belief, I feel like everyone deserves to live outside of their comfort zone, but maybe that's my Aquarian nature. I have a Scorpio moon, so I am quite rebellious. I'm very Uranian, but it is challenging to lead that life of going towards the discomfort. But I also think it's challenging to stay in a place where you don't feel like you're fulfilled and your soul is dying inside, because I've done both. From experience of staying in a box or a situation that feels like you've outgrown it, that's super uncomfortable as well. And it feels like, for me, everything within me changes. And that's not something that I I would ever want for my children to have, for people in my life to have, my friends to have. I would always choose for them to grow and change as we're supposed to as human beings. So how do you actually leave your comfort zone? Number one, I want to introduce some astrology to this. If you don't know what your astrological comfort zone is, you can actually look at it. So the South Node in astrology will show you things that are actually very comfortable to you and your soul. Now, the South Node will be different for everyone, but the age group in which you were born into, so like my 91 babies, you and I were born with a similar South Node. So we came to this earth with a similarity of past life karma and things that we're really good at. Our North Node will show us the direction in which our soul wants to take, but it's wiped out of our comfort zone and we have to learn that energy. We might notice that people in our lives who have a similar energy to that sign that our North Node is in actually are like close to us and they appear more in our lives. Example, I have my North Node in Capricorn and I have a lot of Capricorn friends and they've taught me a lot of hard work. My very first bosses was my grandpa, a Capricorn. Taught me the meaning of putting in work, being a leader, entrepreneur stuff. And that is actually starting to play out now in my life as I get older, and especially as started my own business. It's just an indicator of like what we can look and see. Our South Node is what we're comfortable doing. And the North Node is like, how can we bring the South Node information with us, integrated into where we want to go? So you can use astrology to figure this out, but I'm pretty sure you know. If you know, right? Your comfort zone is this place that is like, oh my God, it's so safe here. It's comfortable, it's stable, it's juicy because it has everything I need and I don't really have to do anything to make any changes. In a sense, it's easy. We create different comfort zones throughout our life. So you're gonna have, at one stage in my life, it wasn't easy to, have this space, but this has now become my comfort zone, right? But it got there. And then you get to a point where you're growing and you're like, okay, well, this is no longer, part of me wants to grow. And so now I need to move into my next space. We do that all the time with literal environmental places, right? So it can show up in so many different areas of our life. So you can use astrology to see like where your comfort zone is and where your soul wants to go. Follow that North Star if that's something you're interested in. Looking for this North and South Node in your chart, then how do you follow it? The number one feeling or indicator to follow is, does it excite you and does it scare the shit out of you? Because if it does both, that is an indicator that you're going towards the right direction. Now, obviously we have an ego for a reason and something inside of us that's like, oh, I have a fear around this. Like maybe there's a reason you have a fear around it. Who the frig knows? But that fear sometimes be an indicator of where you need to go to grow. Or is it a legitimate fear that's like, hey, I'm in danger here? And that is something that we humans have to work to reprogram because we've been inundated with fear to stay in our comfort zone. Look around in the world right now. Everywhere that you go, there is information being pumped out left, right, and center of why you should be scared. And for some of it is a good reason. There are legitimate fears. What is that fear doing? Is it keeping you inside a box that you don't want to be in anymore? Is it keeping you from living the life of your dreams? That's something to keep note of, because if you're in this space of like, I'm so scared because they said if I go and do that, then I'm gonna die. I'm gonna be unsafe. Like, I can't go live in Mexico. The cartel is there. You know how many times I've heard this? And yet I'm still seeing all of these people go live in Mexico despite that fear. Which, is it legitimate that the cartel is there? 100%. Are they allowing that to stop them? No. Their soul has a desire to go there, so they're going. I'm trying to take note of this myself because it is a little scary. But we have to reprogram our minds to not allow fear to be the driving factor of our choices and desires. And if you look around at examples from the world around you, there are 1,000 reasons why we should let fear choose to be the driver of our lives. So number two, acknowledging or witnessing. Is this something that is exciting, scary to you? Because if it is, that's your indicator of where you should be going. So that's another thing that you can look at. Taking the leap is the next thing. Obviously, the leap is going to be the part that's a little bit scary and there is going to be some risk to it and you're going to have to trust yourself. How do you trust yourself? Through doing scary actions that show you you're okay through the process. You can start little by little and start to acknowledge things in your daily life that feel a little bit frightening. For example, like doing YouTube videos was something that I was like, about, right? And I still practice daily. I still do these daily, even though they're not perfect yet. I don't do these daily, but I do them when I practice them. And that's showing me that like, hey, I can trust myself. I'm getting better at this with time. So you can start little and move your way up. But sometimes in life, what's going to happen, and this is a very Uranian thing, and I'll get to how this is playing out in a second. Uranus is like that meme that's basically like kicks you off the side of the cliff before you're ready. Because what's happened is the universe has been giving you clues and ideas to how this is going to play out in your life prior to you making that leap or jump. And potentially you didn't fully listen to it, so now Uranus comes around and goes, boop, you're done. Like, we gave you all the indicators, go. And sometimes that free fall can be exhilarating and also shocking and also maybe terrifying, and like you weren't fully ready for it, whereas you could have been if you would have taken that conscious, co-creative effort to create that change yourself. Last but not least, what's going on in the astrology right now and why I want to talk about this is because Uranus is in the sign of Taurus. Uranus is a rebel. He wants to change the way things are done. It's very flexible. Expect the unexpected are the words with Uranus. And essentially, Uranus is in the sign of Taurus. Taurus doesn't like change. It doesn't like to change. It likes to move slowly. Now, there's a benefit to this because it can have the term calculated risk associated to it. If we're not making those changes because we're gripping so tight, very Taurus, to things that we know, Uranus is going to say, we're breaking free. We're going to make things happen to you in your reality to get you to change if you're not listening to that. So just something to keep in mind. All of us have Taurus somewhere in our charts. Uranus is moving through there and it's asking you to do some epic change that you probably didn't expect for yourself, but it's happening. So those are all factors and indicators of things that, could come up when changing your comfort zone. And of course, integrating some of the astrology in there because I clearly cannot help myself. So think about this in your life. A great question to ask yourself is, if you had all the resources, everything necessary that you desire to make that leap or change into where you want to go, what would you do? If there were no limits, if no one was saying to you, like, you can't do that, what would you do? That is a perfect indicator of where your soul wants to take you. Your ego and your mind wants to keep you safe and stuck, and your soul wants you to grow and evolve. And your soul can't grow in a place where it's stuck. It can't. It wants to expand. Your soul is this limitless, energetic entity that feels into things versus the ego and your mind wants the knowledge or the data to back it up before it makes those leaps and bounds. We need both. Both together can work miracles. It'll help you grow and change and evolve. So if you're someone who's never taken the route that's a little bit more beat up, maybe now is the time to do so. Because what have we learned throughout the past 2 years? Life is frigging short, and this is your one life. As far as we're concerned, as we know, this is your one life. So why not literally live it the best that you can? And that means going and taking those action steps, doing things that are scary, doing things that inspire you, doing things that maybe somebody else wouldn't want for you, but you know that you want for you. It's not selfish. It's actually amazing because you're gonna also give other people full permission to do the same. That is why I always say, go live your dreams, because it's something I'm so passionate about. I want everyone to be able to live their dream life, support them in living their dream life. I will be your number one cheerleader, hype dream girl to go and live the life of your dreams, because I feel like that is why all of us came here to live on earth, okay? Capisci? We're done with that. I'm gonna go do a workout now. Get my sweat on. If you guys don't already follow me, come over to I Am Courtburn. I do random chats on my Instagram daily, kind of like vlog style. And I'd also like to know in the comments below, what kind of topics would you guys be interested in for me to do coffee chats? Because this is something I really want to bring in to the Courtburns channel. I love coffee and I love chatting. Perfect combination. So let me know in the comments below something that would be a really good chat that you would love to hear about. And yeah, come follow me over on Instagram, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. It is completely free. It helps me out. This is my YouTube. That's my YouTube channel. So when you subscribe, it really supports me and it helps me reach my goal of doing YouTube full time, so I can bring all of this content. So yeah, go over, subscribe, and I love connecting with you guys. So make sure you leave a comment in the section below. Yeah, and I will see you in my next video. Go live your dream. Bye. you.